on the floor to Croasdale. Vale have tried to get the ball out wide, but it's been frustrating, and because the centre of the park is so congested, it's been really difficult for them to try and make any headway through the centre of the pitch as well. There's Smith now out wide left to Hall. I know there's so many of you watching abroad on the stream, all ask for mentions, probably too many of you afraid, I think, to give you all a mention. There's that ball from Hall, will go out to play for a goal kick, but I know there's people watching in Australia, there are people watching in New Zealand, people watching in the US as well, so if you are, thanks for being with us. This commentary is of course being brought to you by BBC Radio Stoke, with 53 minutes gone and it remains 0-0 here between Wimbledon and Port Vale. Smith's done well, got forward and won himself a free kick off Bugle, and I think that's Nathan Smith taking Omar Bugle down to the corner shop and buying one.
Yeah, he did. Just looking at the body language of Darren Moore then when Connor Hall overhit that pass looking for the Lorentz line, he looked at him and he just shook his head. It's like, yeah, we've got to keep the ball a little bit more careful in our passing.
Short free kick, Headley chips it into the box, Connor Hall is up, gets the header in, hits the ball, it's touched in by Stockley! And the assistant referee puts his offside flag up and rules it out. Stockley is still celebrating, but the assistant referee has denied Vale the lead here because they thought they'd scored. The header from Connor Hall beat the keeper, came back off the bar, it dropped to Stockley who put it into the net, but the assistant referee has denied Vale the opening goal.
Well, the Wimbledon fans in front of her are ecstatic, jeering at the Vale fans. Vale, we thought we'd gone in front there. The ball, good header from Connor Hall, hit the upright, came back, hit the goalkeeper on the back of his head. And Jayden Stockley tapped it in, but obviously the referee had seen it. Well, offside.
It was the linesman because
the linesman had flagged early.
The referee, no, he didn't. That's the point. The referee didn't react to it. The ball goes in, everyone celebrates, and then the linesman's in his earpiece and puts his flag up. So it's the linesman who's denied Vale that. But it was a very, very, very late flag because I watched him because I was thinking, what's happened here? Because Vale, it looked to be a celebration, and one of the Wimbledon players went over to the linesman and he hadn't flagged at that point and he put his flag up.
Well, I didn't see that.
No, I watched it. So Vale denied an opening goal by the assistant referee's offside flag, and Wimbledon now feel like they are in the ascendancy because they have felt that has profited them. Jayden Stockley, I think, is gutted because he'd gone away to the away end to celebrate and he looked really, really happy, but he's been denied by an offside flag from a linesman.
Yeah. I'm looking at Ali Arbottle having a word with Stockley. They're both having a giggle to each other.
It could have been 1-0 to Vale, but they've been denied it. And if that does end up denying Vale promotion, it might go down in the annals of the Bromley linesman and one or two others. Stockley sent to the floor by Lewis, but Vale win the ball back through Croasdale and send it back to Connor Hall. Slides it through to Rhys Walters as well. He then gets taken out by Hutchinson, who then goes after Headley as well. And there are two Vale players down through two crunching challenges from Sam Hutchinson. Headley gets back to his feet, but I think Rhys Walters got the worst of that. What annoys me, Phil, is that the referee hasn't even gone over and had a word.
No, I mean, it's two very, very physical challenges by Hutchinson, the 41, certainly on Rhys Walters. He was out of control.
Fair play. He's now gone over and booked him.
He deserved to because he was out of control when he dived in on Rhys Walters.
Yeah, I do think that was a challenge that merited the yellow card. To be fair to Wimbledon, this game has not been played in bad tempered at all, and it's been a very...
That's just physical. Yeah. That's what you'd expect from a game of this importance. That's a foul.
That's a foul by Hutchinson on Talai. And Vale now with a free kick, about a yard in from the left touchline, about 12 yards away from the byline, and Jaheim Headley is over to take it. Nathan Smith's gone down on his knees in the penalty area and is annoying both Callum Maycock and James Tilley. George Byers, I think, has gone over and just said, look, get back to your feet.
Yeah, get back to your feet, yeah.
Well, the Vale fans, fair play, have been in fine voice throughout the entire game. They were enjoying themselves a few moments ago and they thought Vale had taken the lead before the assistant referee's offside flag denied Jayden Stockley that opening goal. But now Headley is over the ball to take this free kick. 58 gone on BBC Radio Stoke. Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 0. But the atmosphere's gone up a notch now. Headley to take this free kick out wide on the left, about a yard in from the left touchline. George Byers now has gone down in the box and there is a push on him there from Lewis, and there is lots of smiles and wry smiles, and I think the referee has gone over and done a very dramatic no more, boys.
Referee's quite right. Cut it out, just cut it out, cut the antics out.
What can Headley do from this free kick? He will put it in. It's a good delivery into the near post and booted away by Hutchinson, and out it goes for a Vale corner.
Yeah, not a great free kick from Headley. Didn't beat the first man, but sliced away by the 41 Hutchinson. A bit frenetic, and it's a good opportunity to Vale. What good delivery into the box this.
It will be Headley who's over it. Byers and Talai in front of the goalkeeper. Nathan Smith at the back post. Stockley, Deborah and Hall all around the penalty spot. Mitch Clark has stayed back. Walters is short. If Vale want to use him, the referee is just looking to make sure there's no illegal practices going on. But Headley now clear to take the corner. Driven into the near post. Byers' flick! Out for a corner. The Vale, I think, wanted a handball there off Hutchinson. The referee is indifferent to it, as he has been to claims of most Vale things this afternoon, but the most they'll get is a corner.
Now they've got a corner. I mean, Byers, clever little flick there, trying to get a free kick, or get a penalty rather. Referee having none of it. Again, good delivery from Headley into the danger area.
Headley now to take this one. An hour gone on BBC Radio Stoke. Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 0. Headley to take this corner. Every Vale fan behind that goal is on their feet. Headley is over the ball. Plenty of movement in the box. Driven in by Headley. Away at the near post, but picked up by Crowsdale, who tries to release the ball into the penalty area, but cleared up by Smith. Picked up though by Mitch Clark, who'll try and keep it alive. Sends it back into the mixer. Stockley is up. Across goal. Will it drop here for a Vale player? It won't. It looked like it might sit up for George Byers, but it just didn't. Walters will pick the ball up. Now Headley on the left. Touches it back to Walters. Clark on the halfway line. Wimbledon pushing out, but Vale not done. Out towards the right. This is like being at Vale Park, isn't it?
It's the best spell that Vale are having. They're starting to control again a little bit now.
Connor Hall is up and on top of Lewis, and the referee didn't like that. Again, didn't seem to be much in that whatsoever, and it will be a free kick to Wimbledon on the edge of their own penalty area. Half of these, to me, Phil, aren't free kicks. They're just plays.
No, I mean the ball's going up there, and both sets of players are challenging for it, and the referee's giving it far too easily. But again, it was a poor ball from the back that allowed, Connor Hall's got to go for that. There's always going to be a free kick. He's leading with his elbow.
Goodman now to take this free kick just outside the penalty area. Lewis had gone short, but Goodman said, don't bother, I'm going long with this, which he does. And he will go looking for Stevens. Nathan Smith and Connor Hall both involved with bugle this time, and it will be a free kick to Vale. And again, there didn't seem to be too much in that either. I think from Wimbledon's point of view, there wasn't.
Bugle's just backing into Connor Hall a little bit, and Connor Hall's got hold of him, and his bugle's full to the full. Connor Hall's full to the door.
The referee gives a free kick to Vale. But like we said, some of these, just like back in the day, those aren't free kicks. But
no, they're not free kicks. They're just challenges between two men. They just get on with it.
Amos with the ball now, out to Hall on the left. Wimbledon have got the shape back. Headley deep inside his own half, back to Connor Hall, who I don't think wanted that. And he's now had to send a cross-field awkward ball looking for Deborah. He'll struggle to get there first, but he'll poke it over the top and look for the run of Mitch Clark, but it was headed away by Johnson, and it's gone out for a Vale throw. That's probably the best Vale could do under the circumstances, and it's a throw for Darren Moore's team halfway inside the Wimbledon half on the right. Yeah,
Vale are coming into the game a little bit more now. They are pushing and asking questions of Wimbledon, pushing them back.
Talai lays it off to Crowsdale, knocks it into Stockley, tried to lay it back to Talai, but it was just behind him, and Tilly comes away with the ball. Talai gives chase. Wimbledon trying to play their way out from the back, but Vale pressing them. Goes back to Johnson, who just thumps it up the pitch, and it looks for Stevens to turn. Deborah, he goes to ground as Stevens. Deborah was nowhere near him, and the referee said no free kick, and Vale get possession back. Here's Headley, just over the halfway line left side, looks for Walters, backs into his man and tries to turn him. Headley will go onto the ball, he'll get into the box. Headley goes to ground and is pushed off it. The referee is now going to call play back and give a free kick to Vale, a yard in from the left touchline, 2/3 of the way inside the Wimbledon half after the foul by Harbottle on Walters.
It was a foul because he pulled Rhys Walters to the ground there almost, and Vale had played the advantage. He's played the advantage on Vale's favour. Fair play to the referee. Again, good free kick position there.
Let's see what they can do with this. AFC Wimbledon brought everybody back to defend this, and they are a big team. They've got plenty of 6-foot-plus players in their side, and they will line up along the 12-yard mark to try and deal with this free kick from Jaheim Headley. Vale have sent everyone forward, bar Mitch Clark. Rhys Walters and Croasdale are just outside the penalty area, while Byers, Talai, Stockley, Hall, Deborah and Smith are all inside. Headley is over the ball. The referee is again just making sure that there is no shenanigans going on inside the box, and will allow Headley to take the kick. It's chipped in, it's not bad. Stockley's header! Brilliant from Jayden Stockley! Not to be denied this time! A flicked header away to the goalkeeper's left, and Jayden Stockley could have earned promotion for Port Vale. It's a big header from a big player on a big day, and Vale lead at Wimbledon. AFC Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 1.
Well, Headley, lovely ball drifted into just the edge of the area, edge of the 6-yard box. Stockley made a run off Harbottle, jumped early, got in front of him, and a lovely glancing header. Goalkeeper no chance. Puts the Vale 1 foot firmly in the First Division.
Well, they are nearly there. Touching distance. They could not be any closer. It will be a very, very, very tense last half of this second half.
Well, Vale, to me, they've changed the second half. They've taken the game a little bit more direct towards Wimbledon. Always dangerous when you're that close to the area. You can put good delivery into the box. It's difficult to defend. Harbottle had switched off. Good work from Jayden Stockley. Got away from the man. Jumped very early, had to be said, and glanced it in. Beautiful striker's header.
You can hear, this is like being at Vale Park. An away ground, Vale are making so much noise. Wimbledon are going to make a double change. They are going to take off Sam Hutchinson and Omar Bugle, and they are bringing on the former Oxford United winger Marcus Brown and former Stockport County midfielder Miles Hippolyte. Both of those players are very direct and very pacey, and both very physical, Phil. You can definitely see what Wimbledon's plan's going to be now. They're going to try and run over Vale.
Well, you can see that Wimbledon lads, I mean, they're built like tanks. They are a big side, has to be said. And I think that, you know, they want to try and get back into this game, because their playoff hopes are dying at the moment as ours are ascending. Promotion is beckoning.
Here's Stockley. Trying to send it out. Stockley's got a whack there from Smith. The referee waves play on. Vale trying to take advantage as Talai. Oh, slipped there by Lewis, who went down. Talai's won the ball. Oh, couldn't play it into Croasdale. It was just behind him. Wimbledon players stayed down. The referee, he's holding his head. He went down holding something else, but then he's got his head. Now Wimbledon break. The referee still impassive to him going down. Lewis has got up. Byers plays it through. Jaheim Headley! Oh, it's 2-0! And Vale could have their names written in glory for promotion as they take a 2-0 lead, thanks to the man who hasn't played since January, but was brought here by Darren Moore to prepare for League One and could well have sent them to League One. Jaheim Headley, Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2.
Well, George Byers, aware of the situation, picked the ball up, seen the run of Headley, played it, threaded it between two players. Headley's taken it with his left foot, got it on his right foot, and then, cool as you like, curled it into the far corner. And Vale now in dreamland. Wimbledon very unhappy with the fact that one of their players is down.
Well, it was Harbottle who was on that far side who did go down and then was holding his head. The referee, I thought he would stop the game, but he chose not to, and the Vale played on. I think Wimbledon were expecting him to stop the game, and Byers played the ball through to Headley, who fended off his marker, got inside the box on the left, and with his right foot just knocked it past the goalkeeper, who got a hand to it but could only help it in.
Yeah, I couldn't touch it. I mean, great work. I mean, good work from Byers with the awareness of Headley's run. Headley again, a great run from him inside the area, good composure, making the goalkeeper to make a save if he's got to make a save. But great finish, and it puts Vale now firmly in the ascendancy. And not far off now, Philip.
Not very far at all. Still Doncaster 1, Bradford 0. As things stand, Doncaster will be on 81 points, Vale on 80, Bradford on 75. Walsall, even if they were to win, they would still be able to catch them, but neither Bradford or Walsall could overtake them both. So it would mean, as things stand, that Vale would be promoted.
Yeah, you can see that. I thought that, Vale have got probably too much for Wimbledon. Wimbledon have stood up strong in the first half. But I think Vale have got more quality in certain areas, and certainly in Byers and in Headley. That's been the difference in Stockley.
Well, somebody, I think one of the AFC Wimbledon coaching staff has been given a red card. I'm not sure who it is, but he was very animated on the bench, and he's had a go at the fourth official, and when the referee's gone over, he's had another go at him, and the referee has gone over and brandished a red card to one of AFC Wimbledon's coaching staff and sent him back down the tunnel. So tempers are boiling over a bit.
Well, emotions get to the point of boiling point. I mean, they can see their playoff hopes dying right in front of them.
Well, the Harbottle is still being treated. Things have got a little bit raggedy here, haven't they? And I think, like we say, tempers have flared because Wimbledon clearly thought that should have led to a stoppage.
Correct. Yeah, I thought they are hoping, or they were hoping that the referee was going to stop the attack, but the referee was right in front of it, said play on, and Vale took full advantage.
Well, Harbottle is walking over to this touchline, clearly worse for wear. I'm really surprised the referee did not stop it, because you see refs, they have to stop the game for head injuries, and it's clear that that's what had happened to Harbottle. In fairness to Wimbledon, the game probably should have been stopped, but Vale played to the ref's whistle and carried on and ended up scoring a second goal.
There's something happening behind the Vale end. I don't know whether Vale fans...
I think there is now something else going on. I've got a feeling there is...
Well, the senior steward is on the pitch discussing it with the referee now.
I'm just wondering if there is some... I'm just trying to see if there is some kind of emergency in the crowd, but there's something going on. There are stewards in the crowd. People are kind of all looking into one place behind the goal. There is a paramedic who has gone over to the away end. I think we might have a medical emergency in the crowd here, because a paramedic has gone over to the away end to go and see to somebody. And I'm just trying to see, I've just followed him up the stairs, and I'm going to see where he's going. There is other medical staff at John's ambulance over there. They are attending to somebody in the away end while the game will be paused here for a medical emergency in the crowd. There are several paramedics in St John's ambulance who have just gone up there to see if that person requires further assistance. So, on what has been an afternoon that's rapidly turned into a positive one for Port Vale, here looking at automatic promotion, can Crewe close the gap on the playoff chasers as they are at Tranmere? Team news here from Graham McGarry.
Yes, a very good afternoon for what is the scheduled final away fixture of the season. The Crewe manager Lee Bell will be without the services of his captain Mickey Dimitrio, and his other change from Easter Monday's defeat to the MK Dons sees Kane Hemmings miss out. Adrian Thibault and Chris Long are coming into the team as Bell goes with a 4-3-3 formation. It's 25 years since Crewe last tasted victory at Prenton Park. Let's hope by 5 o'clock tonight that long unwanted record will be finally wiped out.
Thank you, Graham. Full commentary to come on that one on all frequencies. Vale here with some defending to do. They've got a corner to defend because one of the Wimbledon subs, the game has restarted. There is still medical personnel in the away end attending to somebody, but the referee has restarted the game and Vale got to defend a corner. It's driven in by Tilly. Amos should catch it and does. It's a good take from the Vale goalkeeper, right underneath the crossbar, but a goalkeeper of that size to come and take it. Nathan Smith was signalling to the Vale bench prior to that corner being taken, Phil, and I'm just wondering whether or not there is some change that they're thinking about there.
Well, possibly, but at the moment I wouldn't change anything. It's certainly working that what's happening. That Vale have pushed them back. Actually, you can see what's happened is that Vale have committed more men forward and are causing problems for Wimbledon now.
Looks for Jaden Stockley, flicks it on for Talai if he can find Croasdale. He's in here. Reece Walters though scampers past one and another and plays in Headley. Croasdale in the middle, sends it across. Goalkeeper though, bit tame from Headley, who had a lot to do, and it will come through to the goalkeeper. I'm being told, I think, that the AFC Wimbledon manager Johnny Jackson has been sent off. That was who it was brandished to. There was another member of the coaching staff who disappeared down the tunnel, but the red card, I think, has been given to the AFC Wimbledon manager Johnny Jackson for the aftermath of that head injury for one of his players that led to Vale's second goal. I think that the person in the away end looks to be okay, so that's good news as Wimbledon come forward now with Brown. Nathan Smith's taken him to the corner flag. Brown still squeezes the ball in. It's away by Hall, but not very far. But Jaden Stockley came back and won the ball, and Reece Walters sent tumbling to the floor by Harbottle, and it will be a free kick to the Vale just outside their own penalty area on the left.
Harbottle crashing into the back of Reece Walters just at the right time for the Vale, relieved any sort of momentum that Wimbledon can try and build up. Vale now firmly in control of the game, 2-0 to the good. So he's wanting. I'm looking at Darren Moore. He signalled to Nathan Smith, and Nathan Smith just held four hands up and said, "Are we going to a four?" I certainly wouldn't go to a four, and I think Darren Moore said no, shook his head and went no.
I don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think they are going to do that. I think he's very loath to go to a back four. Wimbledon are going to make a change. Off comes Riley Harbottle, who goes straight down the tunnel, who's clearly been struggling with that head injury, and they've brought on their number 33, Isaac Ogundere, who will come on and play. They have gone to a back four. I think the signal may have been from Nathan Smith, or they go into a back four, and I think they have. Ogundere is a right back, so they've moved Tilley back now to left back, and they've gone 4-3-3 as Stockley rises above his marker, looks for Talai. Johnson beats him in the air. It'll go out for a Vale throw, level with the edge of the penalty area on the left. If you've just joined us, welcome to the promotion bandwagon, because as things stand, Port Vale are going up. AFC Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2, 75 minutes gone here. Doncaster beating Bradford. Combination of those two results means that the Vale will be promoted today as Stockley forced away from the ball from Headley's throw by Lewis, and it will be a goal kick. A Vale win coupled with a Bradford defeat, which is what's happening at the minute, will mean that Vale will be promoted today, but we've got quarter of an hour left as the ball back to the goalkeeper. Talai's charged him down. Little Cruyff turn though from Goodman to get away from Talai, and it will mean then that Wimbledon can escape, but so near yet, Phil, but seems so far.
Yeah, just got to see the job done, but now I can't see Wimbledon. I mean, Vale have just been so different in the second half. It really just pushed them back and started to ask questions, and I thought they would crack under pressure, and they have.
Ogundere now to Neufville, who's gone out at one of the kind of wide right now. Wimbledon have had a bit of a rejig, like I say, to try and get more players in the top end of the pitch, but they've given the ball away. Stockley's intercepted it to Talai, who's all on his own with four Wimbledon players around him, so goes back to Croasdale, tries to aim it out to the left to Walters, and Maycock sent the ball back to Lewis, and Lewis was not happy with the ball at his feet. Walters came back, took it off him, but it'll go out for a goal kick, and Reece Walters will just take his sweet time in giving the ball back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, early to be wasting time at the moment. Just get back, leave the ball and get back in position down that left-hand side. And Vale have got a firm grip on the game. They've had it with us all the second half, really.
Lewis now long up towards the head of Brown, but away by Connor Hall. Vale trying to just sort out what they do defensively at the minute, and George Byers has to nod that ball away. Smith looking for Neufville, who just clips it into the midfield. Oh, that was a high foot from Hippolyte on Croasdale, ex-teammates at Stockport last season, and it's a free kick, and Jaden Stockley, I think, is unhappy. Not quite sure what he's unhappy about. He wasn't trying to make out that there was a dive there, but
no, he just said it's Phil, my teammate. He just shouted at him, "Get up!" The referee, Connor Hall, ripped his.
No, I think
his laces.
Connor Hall is saying tie your laces.
Fair enough. He's ripped his laces. He can't. take the free kick with laces undone.
I love that. Darren give us a wave, and Darren Moore almost kind of ashamedly just giving a little wave at waist height down to his left as the ball goes up towards Mitch Clark, who wins the header and looks for Talai. He's got to run in behind Johnson, but he'll do well to shepherd the ball away from Vale's top scorer.
He's been quiet, hasn't he, Talai, this afternoon. Hasn't really had a look in at all. Stockley had a very quiet first half himself, but has come up with the goods. Beautiful ball in by Headley and drifted header by the Vale number 9.
Wimbledon have sent another ball for. I'm losing my voice. Vale are going to bring on Raheem Harper. Walters, though, has won the ball back. Got the better of Ogundere. He's holding on to his shirt. Goes back to Stockley. Infield now to Byers. Byers goes all the way back to Nathan Smith. Vale have got control of this game. Raheem Harper's going to be on shortly.
Yeah, they have got control. They got it by the scruff of the neck, and they're not letting Wimbledon have it. That's exactly what needed to do in the first half.
Mitch Clark's gone down with a head injury, and this is going to anger the home crowd because it was in more or less the same part of the pitch where Riley Harbottle went down with a head injury, and the referee didn't stop the game, and that led to Vale's second goal. But now Mitch Clark has gone down with a head injury. The referee has stopped the game. And that is the inconsistency in refereeing which gets everybody annoyed.
Well, Mitch Clark's gone down with the head. He got caught with an elbow in the head and went down holding his head straight away. The referee stopped the game. Wimbledon fans in front of us absolutely furious.
Jack Shorrock and Jason Lowe just warming up down in front of us. A big afternoon for those two guys at opposite ends of their careers, but not the first promotion for Jason Lowe. He's seen a couple, but it'll be a very, very sweet day for Jack Shorrock. Ogundere down the right. Rhys Walters just left a mark on him as they then try and switch the ball out to the left to Wimbledon. 80 minutes gone here on BBC Radio Stoke. Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2. As Talai fights with Johnson for the ball, it goes back to Smith. He looks to try and chip it over the top. That should be Ben Amos's, and and he will catch the ball and he will take his time and pick it up and then get things restarted. Raheem Harper still waits to join us in midfield.
Yeah, it's good defensive work. The ball drifted from Johnson over the top of but Vale had pushed out to the edge of the box and he went harmlessly through to the keeper.
That's not the best of balls from Connor Hall.
Poor ball from Connor there. Got to do better than that.
Ronan Curtis has gone out for a warm-up. I'm sure he'd love to come on today. A place where he played the second half of last season and is well loved by the Wimbledon fans. I'm sure they wouldn't love him if he came on and scored the third goal, mind you.
Well, I thought that was scripted. He might do that. He still might have a bit of a cameo.
Wimbledon come forward again, headed away by Hull. Stockley on the halfway line, sends it to Rhys Walters. No one ahead of him, has to keep the ball. Can't though, just couldn't sort his feet out there, Rhys Walters. And it will go out for a Wimbledon throw. Raheem Harper's been pacing up and down like a dental patient who doesn't really want to go in, but that's the last of pacing that he'll do. Rhys Walters will come off and Raheem Harper will come on, and he gets a big round of applause, does Rhys Walters, from the Vale fans. And Vale are nearly there. 81 minutes gone. If you've just joined us, where have you been? But crack open a bottle, because it could happen today, because the Vale, as things stand, are being promoted to League One. They lead at Wimbledon by 2-0. Doncaster are beating Bradford by 1-0. It would mean Vale cannot be caught by Walsall or Bradford. Whoever one of those two misses out on third spot. There's now Neufville, rolls it in for Hippolyte, laid off by Stevens. Now Smith just outside the box, looks to put the ball in, claims of a penalty there against Deborah, but nothing given, and that's a good ball now from Talai, out to Raheem Harper, who's popped up on the left wing of all places, as he tries to move away from his man, and does. He's got support in the middle, he's got Talai in there, keeps hold of it, looks to poke it out to Deborah, gets a little buffet from Neufville for his trouble, and now Deborah goes back. I think Vale were quite keen just to try and shut things down, as Nathan Smith curves the ball forward for Talai, to Harper. They'll give the ball away though, and now Smith, but Talai after him like a little Jack Russell on a summer's day chasing a bone. He can't get hold of it though, and away it goes for Hippolyte, trying to poke the ball out towards this right side to Ogundere. Stockley couldn't intercept it. Now Wimbledon go on the attack. Croasdale over to meet him. Headley then gets the better of Neufville, and it will go out of play for a Wimbledon throw, level with the edge of the penalty area right side. Wimbledon are going to make a double change. Joe Pigott is going to come on. Hippolyte tries to bend the ball away to left. Mitch Clark's hooked it back across his own penalty area. Byers clears. Talai can't win it, and now Johnson sends it back to Smith. Vale fans are actually, I think, taking a moment to catch their breath, because they've been cheering and up and down all game, Phil, and at the minute this is the time when they're just trying to take their breath, I think.
Exactly, yeah. The blood pressure's risen for a few of them, I tell you. But Vale are in control of the game. I mean, Wimbledon coming a little bit, so there's a few changes. They're trying to commit more men forward. Making a double change now. Yeah,
double sub coming up for Wimbledon. Off comes Matty Stevens, their top scorer. He'll be replaced by Joe Pigott. Once a Port Vale target, I was once told.
Yeah, Lester Pigott, yeah. He was one that Vale tried to get.
And the other change is Aaron Sassu, who is a young, wide player who is coming on for Wimbledon. So they're chucking everything at this. And the other one coming off there is Stevens, and the other one is Callum Maycock, who's come off. So Wimbledon chuck pretty much everything at it now, but they've got 6 minutes to try and salvage something from this game, plus stoppages. Vale have got 6 minutes to hang on for promotion. Here's Ogundere just outside the box, plays it now wide to the right, shot from Sassu, and it goes right over the top of the crossbar from the young man. He's a big lad as well, Sassu, who's just come on. He's only young, I think he's only 18, but what a unit he is.
Yeah, he's a big lad. He's about 6'4". Right winger.
It remains Doncaster 1, Bradford 0. Here, Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2. As things stand, Port Vale will be promoted, but we are not there yet. Amos looking to take this goal kick. Vale are going to make a change. I think Jack Shorrock is going to be called upon to replace Jaheim Headley, who's not played a lot of football, but boy has he had a big impact today. Started like a train and scored the second goal, which could guarantee Vale promotion. And Jaheim Headley, what a season he's had, and he's only played about 6 games of it. Deborah clearing the ball away. Smith goes through the back of Harper. That's a free kick to Vale.
Yeah, exactly what Harper was sent on to do. Add a bit of muscle into that centre midfield and block anything off that Wimbledon can throw at them. You're right, Headley's had a big impact since he's been at the Vale. You can obviously see he's better quality than second division. He's a first division player.
Can we consider this point as well? Jaheim Headley has played 6 games. He's scored 3 goals. He's got 2 assists, and he could have scored the goal that's got Vale promoted. And he's only played 6 games. That's probably a mad statistic, isn't it? This lad could end up being your promotion winner, and he's barely played at all. Stockley trying to clear the ball away in the middle as it comes to Clark. Harper goes down, referee says no free kick. Smith boosts it forward, that should drop out to play, but Sassu keeps it in. Brown running at Byers down the right. Vale are going to bring on Jack Shorrock very shortly. Here's Sassu, who's just come on, going to try and have a run down the touchline, looks to play in Brown. Brown tries to squeeze the ball in. Assistant referee had no idea, waited for the ref to give the goal kick and then gave it the same way. Clearly no idea there, the linesman had it. No. Absolutely no idea.
Well, Shorrock going to come on. I think more for experience than anything else will do him good to come on to a game like this, and Headley is the one that's going to make weight.
What an impact he's had, starting his first game since January and scoring the goal that could have potentially guaranteed Port Vale promotion back to League One at the first attempt. And Headley will go off and Shorrock will come on, and all it would need now for a little fairy tale day for that young man is to probably score the winner himself. He couldn't have written that. I'm sure Jaheim Headley probably thinks that Port Vale's dreamland at the minute. Like I say, he's only played 6 games, Phil. He scored 3 goals. One of them could send him up.
Certainly had a good impact, but that's what happens when you bring in players that are better quality than the division that they've currently been asked to play in. That's the difference. You know, a fit Headley, I thought, the second time I saw him, I thought, yeah, he's better quality than the second division.
Ogundere down the right now. Now trying to take the ball away from Harper. Sasu, though, is coming to midfield to win it back. Shorrock's got a big task to try and keep him quiet, because not only is he big, he's very quick. Towers over Shorrock. As Wimbledon now go long down the right, knocked down by Pigott, but I'll tell you something, nobody was alive to his flick, to his little knockdown, and it allowed Nathan Smith to get rid of the ball. Wimbledon have got the ball. Ogundere now on the right, over the halfway line. Harper over to meet him, looks to try and put a tackle in, can't reach it. Now Hippolyte tries to move away from Byers. That's a foul by Byers on Hippolyte, and Byers trying to make out that he dived. I doubt very much that Miles Hippolyte died there. And of all people to be coming on, guess who? Ronan Curtis will be with us very shortly.
Free kick to Wimbledon, right down by the touchline. Tilly will take with that left foot.
Bradford have missed a penalty at Doncaster. Bradford could have drawn level there, and that would have been the dream scenario. A draw in that game and Vale winning would have meant Vale could have gone top. But Doncaster will be still a point ahead of Vale going into the final day, and they play Notts County and Vale play Gillingham, but this one isn't done yet. Tilly's free kick, it's driven in, it's awkward. Amos is up, gets a punch to it, not very far, squeezed away though by Jack Shorrock, and I think it was a miss hit actually by one of the Wimbledon players, although Shorrock may have got a touch, and it will go out for a throw on the opposite side.
Yeah, Vale keeper came for it, not too convincing, punched it to the edge of the box, and I think it was Ogundere who hit it, and I'd say he took a deflection of Shorrock.
Well, Wimbledon throw, but who was there to win it? But Ryan Crowsdale, who I tell you something, could write his name on every blade of grass on this pitch, because he's covered pretty much all of it, Phil.
Yeah, he's worked extremely hard off the ball. I don't think he's done anything on the ball, but I think off the ball he's worked really hard.
And a muted reception for a hero here from the home crowd, but a rousing ovation from the Vale fans for Laurent Talai, who departs the field to be replaced by Ronan Curtis. We will have 6 minutes of time added on here at the end of the game, and they won't exactly feel like a long 6 minutes, Phil, because if this is 1-0, it's nervy, but as it is, Vale have pretty much controlled this second half.
I'm not feeling any nerves. I think Vale are in total control of the game. I think they know what they're doing. They know that they've got Wimbledon beaten on the rack. It's just a matter of finishing it off now. I think it's a completely different sort of Vale team in the second half that was in the first. I think they pushed Wimbledon back, got a grip of midfield and got our players on the ball, and we've asked questions of their back three, which have rocked. Poor markings led to the first goal. Good ball awareness from Byers, got in Headley for the second goal, and total control of the game.
Listen to this. I think you might have to believe them soon, because the Vale are going up as things stand. It's a very different feel to 3 years ago at Wembley when Vale were looking for a promotion through the playoffs. That was a nervy, tense day. This one, Vale have pretty much controlled the second half as Clark flicks the ball on. Curtis will try and run after this. Lewis, though, sends the header back to his goalkeeper. I think Ronan Curtis would love to score today. You can see he's going to bust an absolute gut to go and get that ball out, and he'll go after Ogundere and position him to make sure he can't run past him. I think in his mind he'll want to score today, won't he?
He'll want a chance, yeah, he'll want it. It'd be interesting to see what he does with his celebration.
Doncaster, still a goal to the good there. Vale clear their lines here. Over the top it goes from Byers, but it'll be too near to the goalkeeper. And Goodman now with the kick all the way forward. Connor Hall wrestling for the ball, headed in field by Brown. Deborah will chest the ball back to his goalkeeper. I think the referee felt 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there. And the fancy dress lads have made their way down, and the guy dressed as Jesus has made his way to the front. And it turns out we didn't need him in the end, because it looks like the Vale might have gone up without divine intervention.
No, it's been a hard-fought but comfortable second half for the Vale.
Somebody dressed as Alice in Wonderland as well. Well, we're through the looking glass now, Vale. Automatic promotion, here we come. Vale not finished yet. Byers squeezing the ball forward. And out it goes. And it will be a throw. 92 minutes, 42 seconds of the 96 we are due to play. AFC Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2. Port Vale will be promoted as things stand. Hold on to your hats for the last few minutes. I've got a big kiss on the back of my head from one of the Port Vale media team here, because I think they've started to believe now, as Mitch Clark sends it forward. This one does look like the dying embers of the game already, Phil,
well,
doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. Vale have just filled back in. Obviously, we're still leaving 2 up front. A lot of yellow shirts have got behind that ball.
Sasu, Ogundere trying to play the ball forward to Brown, headed away by Connor Hall. Sasu will keep the ball in play, but it will be there was an offside flag up anyway. And now you can hear it. Listen to this. They've started to believe, Phil.
Yeah, well, I think
we can,
when that second goal went in, I think everybody who was a Vale fan knew that we'd got 1 foot in that next division, and I fairly believed that. When Headley had scored, for me, that was it. There was no way back. I couldn't see Wimbledon causing us that many problems anyway. The way we've gone about the business in the second half, we're in total control of the game.
Connor Hall sends it forward. We're nearly there. 94 gone of the 96 we're due to play. Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2. Doncaster have just scored a second against Bradford. It more or less guarantees, unless things go horribly, horribly wrong, that the Vale will be going up. But it will come down to a straight shootout on the last day for the title. If Doncaster were to lose to Notts County and Vale were to beat Gillingham, they would be champions. But let's not worry about that. Let's worry about what's right in front of us here with a minute and a half left to go here. Port Vale 2-0 up at Wimbledon and looking for promotion. And Phil Sprosen, you want to be here on days like this. And for all the people who can't be here, who are sat at home, who are no longer with us, for the people who wanted to experience this is what you want to see.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I mean, any supporter of any football club, especially Port Vale, we have many ups and downs over the years, but we kind of always stick together and enjoy the moment. Its promotion now is virtually, well, it's guaranteed. It's 95 gone, 2 minutes to go.
Takes off through the middle, tries to play the ball in, danger here. What a tackle from Nathan Smith, and that's what he does. And just as Wimbledon looked like they might have one last chance, Nathan Smith shut them down, and that's what Nathan Smith does.
Yeah, he went it well, edge of the box. Brown almost got in front of him, but a good tackle from Smith.
Well, we are nearly there. We are into the last 20 seconds. Everyone's up. Super Vale away comes out from the away end. Sasu tries to put the ball in. Shorrock will block it. It's out for a corner. We are nearly there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 96 have gone. The referee will allow play to come on. The stewards are on the pitch at the opposite end. They are putting up a cordon to stop fans running on the pitch. The corner goes in. It's out and up and away by Shorrock. Amos with a big punch. Back to Tilley. Driven in. It will be a free kick for a foul on Nathan Smith. But we are past 96 minutes. It will be a free kick to Vale, and this could well be it. Hold on to your hat, because this place is going to lift off, and it will all be from the 1,200 Vale fans away to our left, and probably a few more in this press box as well, Phil Sprosen. But Ben Amos is ready to see the last kick.
Well, this will be it.
And Amos Amos is over the ball. The referee, Declan Bourne, waits for him to take it. All eyes on him at the moment. Amos goes long. Bourne blows up. Port Vale go up. They guarantee promotion with a 2-0 win at AFC Wimbledon. The job is done. The job that Darren Moore was brought in to do, the job that these players were brought in to do, has been achieved. And Port Vale are promotion winners. They will fight to contest the title next weekend, but that almost seems academic now, because this set of players have done what they were brought here to do, and they have got Port Vale promoted.
Yeah, I mean, second half especially, Vale dominated the game, pushed Wimbledon back, asked questions of their defence which they couldn't answer, and deservedly have taken control of the game and guaranteed promotion. Great effort from everybody concerned at the football club. Really pleased for the Vale fans who've stuck with the Vale through thick and a lot of very thin, but certainly been rewarded this season, and rewarded today especially.
Well, the Vale players are on the pitch at the moment. Carol Shanahan is out there on the pitch. Darren Moore, the injured players, Ben Hennigan, Ben Garrity, they are all here as well. They are celebrating their promotion. Jason Lowe has just leapt onto Jesse Deborah's back, and there is Ronan Curtis to run to the crowd, and he has got an absolute standing ovation. He's stood on the edge of the advertising board and he is milking it in. There are players down there like Kyle John, who's on one leg with a knee brace, wearing a t-shirt saying "We are going up," and it's been a collective effort this season. But Phil Sproson, when it's mattered most, Port Vale have done the job.
Yeah, exactly, got the job done. I thought last night that, as long as we approached the game right, we're professional about it. I mean, I always thought we'd win today anyway, even I thought there might be more goals in it. I thought they would have probably nicked one, but I always thought that this team's quite resilient. It would have come back at Wimbledon, put them under pressure, and it showed today that we're stronger than Wimbledon. That's where we are. And, so looking at the Vale fans, the Vale players throwing shirts and bits of stuff into the crowd. The fans are loving it. It's a great atmosphere. Great to be here.
Well, the scenes in that away end are just a sight to behold. The place has gone nuts. Well done, then. But on this occasion, it's the Vale who are entitled to feel like that. There are big smiles all over the place. There are big smiles up here as well, because the Vale are going up. Final score at Plough Lane. Drink it in, because we've been waiting to say this for 9 months. AFC Wimbledon 0, Port Vale 2. The Vale are going up.
Can you hear that? That's the Vale fans here at the Valiants suite at Vale Park that have just been celebrating on their own here as well. All the way down in Wimbledon, they can see the players celebrating with the away fans, and they're having a little bit of a celebration of themselves. Can you hear that? 200 Vale fans in this room. Sound like a packed out Vale Park. And do you know what? I don't think they've stopped singing here since the second goal went in from Jaheim Headley. Right, let's talk about the football match itself first, and then we can really get our celebration boots on. It looks as though, by the way, for anyone listening of a Stoke City persuasion, that Luton Town have drawn against Coventry City, so that could do you some good. So I bet good news for our local sides. Hopefully, some good news as well for Corralex fans later. But the main news today, the big news today, Port Vale are going up. I'll say it again, Vale fans listening. The Vale are going up. Let's go back to Phil Sprouse and talk about that football match. Phil, you felt good, you felt confident, you thought that the nerves had settled. They did, and when they did, you saw a Port Vale side that was ready to go and that was far the better side in the second half. And, well, you can hear the reaction here, you can see the reaction there. A lot of happy people from Burzum today.
Yeah, it's great. That's, you know, the Vale fans that have made it down here today have been richly rewarded from a hard-fought performance, and the fans at home as well watched it. I didn't think it was a tense affair. I always thought that Vale, you know, Wimbledon were very physical and worked extremely hard in the first half to shut the Vale down. They did a very good job on Port Vale. But Vale were always in it, and I thought that if he may have made a couple of changes, he would have asked questions, because I was concerned, if you were Wimbledon, about their defensive three. So immobile when they're moving around, and Vale were very much a different side in the second half. We seemed to push 5-10 metres further forward, which allowed Byers to get on the ball, and Walters down this left-hand side, and then Headley started to run at players, making nice little one-touch, two-touch passes, and what we were doing, they were backtracking into their own box. We got a free kick, and Headley drifted it in, beautiful free kick into the area, and Stockley, what Stockley does well, got away from Harbattle, one of the centre-backs, jumped very early, which is difficult for a centre-back to handle, jumped very early and glanced it experiencedly into the top corner, and sent Vale into dreamland. Headley was my man of the match down this left-hand side, causing problems all afternoon, so strong, so powerful running forward. Again, Byers picks the ball up in midfield, beautiful threaded football between the two centre-backs. Headley ran onto it, composure, steadied himself and curled it with his right foot into the far corner. Keeper got a touch to it, but it was in anyway. After that was it. I mean, Vale in total control of the game. They tried to throw different things at it, but Vale for me were far stronger and a far better side than what Wimbledon could muster, and deservedly so. And you know, everybody connected with the clubs, the fans especially, enjoy the moment.
Is Phil Bauer still with you, Phil Sproson?
Yes, I've just towelled him down.
Yeah. Can we do a Phil Bauer's check-in
got a towel
quickly?
off Moro. Yeah, hang on. No, he's got his headphones on. I think he's getting ready to go down to the bottom.
Well, very quickly, Phil Bowers. Just very quickly. Is he ready to go? Are you there, Phil?
No, he's on his way down to the side of the pitch.
He's off. I'll let him shoot off then. I'm sure he needs to go and celebrate with the players. I mean, into the players. Well, I was just going to say, I mean, someone that you've been sat there that, you know, was unashamedly the black, white and gold of Port Vale, and you've been around people, of course, you yourself love the football club for your time in the club and from being around it for so long now and associated for so long. But, I mean, these personal moments, they're only in League One last season, but to witness it again, to have that joy of victory, it means so much, doesn't it, to everyone associated with the football club.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're actually in the game, you work in the game as a player, or you do other things in the game. These times don't come around very, very often. You know, not unless you're a multiple winner. There's not many of them about. So when these days happen, these seasons happen, they are very special. And you know, fans as well, here and departed, tremendous. And Darren Moore's gone in front of the fans, and he's had his fair share of stick off some Vale fans over this season, but you know, he's hung on there. I mean, he's had a good squad to work with at this level, spent a lot of money to get them where they are. Let's not forget that the owners have thrown money at the club to get them back into the first division, and that's what's been achieved. Don't even think about the first division now, just enjoy the moment. That's the best thing. So these days are few and far between in your life as a player and anybody connected with the football club. Just enjoy the moment.
Well, we can hear them enjoying themselves here at Vale Park in the Valiants, which is where we're bringing you the show from this afternoon, and checking in with Phil Sproson and Phil Bowers, as you can hear, down at Plough Lane for the game against Wimbledon. They've won it 2-0. They're promoted thanks to the other result going their way in the other earlier kick-off. I spoke to Samuel, who's a Vale fan, before the game. I spoke to him at half-time, and he did say, I'll speak to you afterwards when we're promoted. So that crystal ball's come good today, Samuel.
Get in. Oh, man, I've lost my voice. Look at my voice. I tell you what, the atmosphere is amazing. Get in, Vale. We went up, we got the 2. I thought it'd just be the 1, but it was 2. What needed to be done happened, and the Vale are going up.
Tell me if I'm wrong. What I thought changed the game was the offside goal, because I just think we saw it in here. It lifted the fans in here. I think it lifted the players a little bit, gave them a bit of self-belief, and then from that moment on, you've got a team that were all for it and ready to go. And I think at that point, before the first goal went in, I'm sat there thinking they're going to do it.
Yeah, the game needed a spark, and that was it. I mean, we all thought it was in, and then suddenly everything died down. But I think it woke the team up. It certainly woke the away crowd up. Not that they weren't quiet anyway. But yeah, that is exactly what they needed. And suddenly Wimbledon realised, right, okay, there's a team here who really are going at us, and they couldn't handle us, Lucas. And in the end, that's what got us over the line. And yeah, incredible scenes. We're just watching on the big screen here. Darren Moore's got us up at the first time of asking, and I love these days, but I've lost my voice. You and I both work in radio, so Monday's going to be a killer. But yes, it's going to be great and well worth it.
Talk to me actually how you're feeling as a Port Vale fan, because they were in League